I did not need to read that right now. Shh.
We are the light, we are the way, we are the promise. We are the light, we are the way, we are the promise of today. I am the river, I am the plain, I am the fortune, I am the rain, I am the chosen, they are few. I am the goddess, I am the truth. We are the light, we are the way.
What up, Black World? This is your girl, Cleo Cartel for the culture. I am with my Get Fresh crew tonight. We have Tenacious Tempe, Brada in the house. We have Kyrie Malik Moore in the house. And we are the Mama's Market crew. How y'all doing out there?
We good. How you doing, sis?
All right, I can't complain. You know what it is. How you doing, sir?
I'm a little sad.
Well, why are you a little sad? Here we go.
What had happened?
I broke my gun.
Oh, you were building the gun, huh?
Yeah.
Which one?
I call it Skeletor.
Oh, how'd you break it?
Not following directions, pretty much trying to do my own thing.
Oh, you trying to build a transformer on your own?
No. This is the gun. This is the gun.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it to the shop tomorrow. Hopefully they can fix the issue.
Okay.
But I broke it.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
My first AR though, but it's mostly put together.
Mm-hmm.
Most of it works.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something you need that to all the way work that one.
Yeah.
We can't have that one jamming up or nothing like that. That is a no.
This is kind of expensive too. So we'll get it right.
Okay. So is that why you were not answering my calls?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
How does it feel?
I don't play that shit.
Anybody who's ever called you knows that you don't answer the phone. You can be sitting right next to the person and you don't answer the phone.
That's not true.
I'm right here. I see that. Yes, it is true.
That's not a fact. It's not a fact, sir.
It is a fact.
So, everybody, we got some good people on with us. Welcome to the show. I am Cleo Cartel, and this is for the culture. We have our Get Fresh crew from Mama's Market, some beautiful, wonderful entrepreneurs and creatives, some masterminds, and we are going to shoot the shit with you tonight. We're going to get into some really wonderful topics. I hope that you enjoy. Kyrie has already started us off with all of his little nonsense about his damn gun. that's what you're going to need. You're going to need all that.
Do yourself. You're supposed to need all that first. Do yourself.
Please. Okay. So, this show is called, of course, For the Culture. So I wanted to just touch bases with two of my favorite people that I interact with daily, weekly, hourly, minute-wise. I wanted to ask you, and we're going to start off with Temperance. What does culture mean to you?
First thing that always comes to me is way of life. It's how you live your life. That's your culture. Mm-hmm. And I think it's always changing and evolving.
Okay.
So that's what I think of when I think about culture. It's the stuff that your mom and them passed down to you. It's the stuff that you and your friends have created together, right? And it's the stuff that you're going to pass on to somebody else. That's what I think of as culture.
Okay. Kyrie?
She said it.
No, I need to know what you think culture is.
That kid in school talking about, well, they just said everything. Can I just, they in my group. They in my group.
You can't be the creator of Mahogany Urban Poetry Series and said she said it. No, you can't. You don't get to do that.
You said it's a way of life, right?
Yeah.
And so there's multiple levels or layers you can say to it, right?
Right.
So, for instance, in my neighborhood where I grew up, we had our own language. We had our own certain ways that we spoke, certain mannerisms, certain moves that we made or whatever that were esoteric to us.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our culture. I'm cultured in 24th and Florin.
Come on, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yes.
So Oakland is a culture because people have a way that they get down, and it's a little different than Sacramento. So that's what I'm saying. It's reinforcing her saying it's a way of life. Like when I'm from Burbank High, so people from Burbank, we have our own dialect, our own slang, our own way of moving and how we do our thing. So it's multi-layered because I'm part of the Black culture too.
Right.
Hip hop culture.
Right.
And then, but we can also code switch at work. I'm part of the work culture.
Right.
You know?
Yes, it's very true.
You know, because I'm different. I'm not in the same vein. So like, I posted a picture, I think yesterday when I was younger, how I hung out then, and people were surprised. Like, wait a minute, like this is Kyrie at, I believe I was 18 with guns.
Hey, mama.
We had guns and a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, culture for me is sacred. You know, culture sometimes should not be emulated by others who don't even understand that culture.
You read my mind against this.
You know, culture is something that should be respected to like the highest level. You know, it's go ahead.
It's the duty of the members of that culture to protect the culture.
Correct, and that's what I'm going for. Right. So, yes. You're actually reading my mind, because my next question is, how are we supposed to preserve our culture? But go ahead.
So I was saying, I was in the protection.
Come on.
It's being proactive, right?
Right.
So, and not reactive.
Right.
So when we see somebody culture vulture, somebody we're reacting. Well, we should be proactive, and that the members of the culture don't teach the culture. That's the problem that we have had as Black peoples across the world, because when the foreigners come and we think they're friends or whatever, and we teach them our culture, we teach them our ways, our language, how we get down, and then once they study that, and they use it and they destroy us.
Yeah.
So the preservation.
Go ahead.
No, let him finish. Go ahead.
So the preservation is in proactive, right? So somebody who is not from my neighborhood cannot understand when I see Rahman or Hadari, when I'm talking, they don't, you wouldn't know, because we've never taught that.
Right.
Anybody else besides people who were in our inner circle.
Correct.
Same thing when we say 3,500, nobody knows that unless they've been there.
That's right. Go ahead, Temperance.
So I was going to say, a lot of times, particularly, I would say in America, Black Americans, we too busy trying to invite everybody to the cookout. Just because you were cool, just because, you know, you might have done something that was like a solid at the time or whatever. We want to invite everybody to the cookout. No, that's not how that go. You cool, but you don't get to come to the cookout. Cookout is where your family is. That's where that's, like you said, Cleo, sacred spaces, right? And we are so busy, or so many of us are so busy trying to assimilate or fit in or make other people feel better or feel good, that we then invite them into our sacred spaces and then give them power. And then we start checking each other on how we're acting in our sacred space, how we're preserving and just living our culture in order to make the other person feel good. And that's not okay. That is not okay at all. Don't nobody else do that.
Right.
I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you another layer to that.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so she said they do 1 or 2 acts, right? Kind of minimal. And then we invite them to the cookout. At that cookout, we're like, hey, this is my friend so and so. They did 1 or 2 things on the minimal to get invited to the cookout, but I come to the cookout and my own people looking at my potato salad like I'm trying to.
Come on now, sir.
I gotta approve the recipe before you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We hold ourselves each other to a higher standard, but we hold other people to a lower standard.
Yes, I agree.
Right?
Yeah. I want to touch on that. We're gonna hit on that. I know exactly where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I know exactly where you're going. So preserving the culture for us, I pride myself on that. I believe if I don't do my job and preserving cultures, I'm talking about our food, the way we dance, the way we sing, the way we create, you know, the way we engineer things. If I don't do my job in creating a platform to where that is continuous, I feel like I'm doing a disjustice to my ancestors, you know, because these kids, they don't have a clue culturally, you know, who we are. I think if they knew exactly, really, not just the Malcolm X's or the Martins but who we are tribally, like our kings and queens, and how we created jewelry and how our style, everything, that's us. Everything you see now, that's us. You know, I don't think we put an emphasis enough on the creative things that we've done. As far, I think we do hit educational wise, you know, what we've done as far as academics are concerned, but never like who created. We don't go into enough of who created the telephone, you know, who created the washing machine, the cell phone, you know, and why they did these things. You know, we just don't. I don't think we do enough. You know, so preserving the culture for me is very important.
Yeah. I agree. I think that one thing that I was blessed with early was exposure to doctors, right? My doctor lived around the corner from us. Dr. McIntosh lived around the corner. This is a person that pulled me out. You know,
wow.
I live a block away from a doctor. And so then I can visualize.
Come on, sir.
Being a doctor, because that's Dr. McIntosh right there. Right? So part of what I do with my students is I bring in people I bring in city council, I bring in lawyers,
the community, correct.
I bring in people from like this is you, right? And all these people say, I used to be in the hood. I used to be, you know, so that's why I don't show my kids my pictures with the guns and everything, but I do let them know I could have made different choices.
Right.
Perfectly. I could have made different choices solid. So, but they need exposure. We need exposure to more people. Again, I'm blessed because I've been put in different positions as a photographer, as a poet, or whatever. So, like when I do Sac Cultural Hub, the Black Physicians banquet every year, right? I'm in a room and there's over 100 doctors.
Right.
So, and you ask a young person, hey, you know, can you describe a doctor for me real quick? And they most likely will not describe a Black person. You ask them to describe a fireman or a police officer or a lawyer or whatever, and most likely their description is not going to be a Black person. And we have to change that because we can do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Society. I'm a rapper. Society has such a low standard now that we have people fighting to be Uber drivers.
Right.
Right. They're fighting for a career driving. Yeah.
So I want to say it is different. I want to say that's something I think all three of us have in common is that we did grow up seeing the diversity of Black people.
Correct.
We grew up with that. You know, going to school in Detroit, you know, everybody from the garbage man to the lady at the DMV, the doctor, the principal, everybody was Black in my community, the taxi cab driver. So growing up for me, it was everything and everywhere. So you have the ability to, you know, do whatever it is that you want to do because Black people do that. That's like one thing that we heard all the time is like, oh, Black people do that. Oh, they do that too. You know? And so I think it is something that is really important that we make sure that we continue to show to the youth that we do everything. And not just that, but we do some stuff that maybe other people don't do.
Right.
Right.
And all of those things are well respected.
Yeah.
Well respected.
Absolutely.
And it's done historically as well. And I think that's something else people forget. It's not like we just now, a lot of times everyone's highlighting the first Black person to do this, the first Black person to do that. But then about the hundreds of thousands of people who have done all these other things for many, many years.
Right.
You know?
But you know what I think? I think that's the conditioning of trying to fit in. That's why those things are highlighted. There we go, all day long.
That tokenism all day long.
So with that being said, culture for me means socializing with my tribe too. I find that in this pandemic, it has been one thing that honestly has driven me crazy to where I cannot socialize with the people that I've loved or that I loved. It also showed me how much I've taken small things for granted. You know, what are your thoughts on that? Like in this pandemic, as far as like your socializing and your whole cultural thing, connecting with the people that you love, people who vibe like you, you know, what are your feelings about that?
I want to say for me, y'all know I'm a social butterfly. I be everywhere all the time. But I'm also an introvert. So I can take that time of being by myself and be okay. Except the last couple of months, that's been really difficult for me. I'm very used to, hey y'all, let's just meet up for dinner. Hey y'all, let's just go get a drink. Hey, they're doing karaoke around the corner. Let's go. Like I'm used to like that spontaneity of being able to go out or call up a homegirl or whatever, or go on a day trip real quick and not have anything planned because you like, we gonna find something when we get there. You know, and so that level of spontaneity is gone because you really got to plan out. Okay, well, are they open? Can we eat in? Is it takeout? You know, oh dang, everybody got a mask. I don't know how many times I had to get back in the car, go back to the house to get a mask, and you know, all of those different types of things have been impeding. Or I'd like to have just people over to the house. Hey, y'all, come on over. It's movie night. I got popcorn. We're gonna rent a movie. Let's do this. But that's something that's been curtailed greatly. It's just really just being in the presence of your people and vibing. And I'm a touchy-feely person, so I want to hug. I want to, you know, play with your hair. I want to be like, oh, girl, let me fix this. You know, let's go give each other makeovers. Like all of that kind of stuff is something that I'm used to being able to do. And 2020 has impeded all of that.
What's your energy on that, King?
So there's layers to that. You know, in the beginning, I think that there was a fear, you know, we couldn't go nowhere. You know, if I drive to the store, will the police arrest me? I think that we have a whole different way. So okay. In the beginning, here's how I felt. Everything stopped, right? I no longer did poetry and mahogany. I was no longer a photographer.
Right. Wow.
I was no longer an educator.
Right.
I was just
wow.
I was just me.
Yeah.
And I had to just come to grips with that.
Come on, this is where I'm going. Come on.
I'm just me. There's nothing else. I'm me, right? So that was one thing. I was like, wow, like I'm not anything else besides me. So then I have to ask the question, who am I?
Come on, sir. This is where I'm going.
Correct. So then you go into and then being home all the time, right? So I'm home. Not only am I home, but now I'm home with a baby who is weeks old, months old, or whatever. And now I'm home with my wife, who we aren't used to seeing each other 24 hours.
This is where I'm going, y'all.
So then
come on, spirit got us right on track. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then what happens is our normal coping mechanism
is totally disrupted.
It's disrupted because now we're here.
Yeah.
Right. There's no break. We're here and we're in a crisis, and we have a baby, right? But you can take the baby away because this is regular people. I have friends that have texted me and be like, "Man, I'm going through it," and I'm like, "Yeah," because we are. We're concentrated, right? You know, we're in our concentrated form. So we have that. We have it's summertime. We're supposed to be barbecuing, supposed to be out, and we're hesitant to do that. We had the battle between. You know, us saying wear the mask and people not wearing the mask. You have the crazy president. You know, my personal situation, you know, people who are sick going to the hospital, we can't see them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, one of my best friends died. We only have 10 people at the funeral. So I feel like and here's the thing. We had nowhere to run.
Nope. Nowhere to run.
Everywhere.
And they made us believe that we couldn't run to each other.
Yeah. So we have nowhere on the planet.
Correct.
Nowhere to go.
On the planet.
So this is my thing too. Like, so I wanted to say the last 2 weeks, I felt like I have been living outside of my body. I don't know if y'all can feel me on this. I was watching my life and like the whole world, and I had to step out and say, "Is this it? Is this really it? Is this all this everything I've been fighting for or working for? It really, like you said, it's just you. It's nothing. Is this it?" So I'm about to say something. And then that brought me to the space to where I desired and started yearning for more and more love. more intimate moments, more friends, more family time, the things that I really needed the most that I really couldn't get.
Yeah.
You know, I can't buy that shit. You know, no matter how much money you know, I can't buy time to go and really hug my mom like I want to in fear that I might give her something, you know.
That is hard. That's a hard one.
You know, I wanted more nature. You know, I desired more simple things versus what conditioning tells me that I need or want. You know, how has that been feeling for you guys?
And we were cut off from nature.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go outside either.
Couldn't even go outside.
Well, you know, Cleo, we drove to the beach.
We sure did.
And they kicked us off the beach.
Every beach, you know, so like in Sonoma, they have like beach spots, like 20 different beaches. Every beach we went to, we thought we had escaped. Oh, here comes the ranger. Yeah, y'all can't be here either.
Yep. Well, I remember they closed down all the parks, all the walking trails. They closed down everything.
And why? The beaches? The parks?
Well, we saw what the people in Florida started doing though. There was thousands of people like.
But yeah, but our beaches aren't made like that.
Exactly.
We're, you know, I get that.
We gotta be on the rocks.
Right. I get that.
Seagulls over here.
So what I'm saying about that, when Kyrie brought up that living every waking moment with your spouse, like all three of us have been in relationships during this pandemic, whether you've been married or you've been in a girlfriend, boyfriend situation or whatever you want to call it. We've all been in a relationship during this whole pandemic, correct? And I feel like I have seen I've gotten so many notifications, like Kyrie has said, that yeah, we're getting a divorce, it's ending, it's this, it's that, you know, yeah, we're not gonna make it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now that has shown me in my own relationship that the things you say you are, I had to really look, you know, the things that we have stood so concrete on, like spirituality, mentality, financially, sexually. When stress is at your capacity and your ability to cope mentally, it's like all those things have you against the wall. Some of us are not really who we think we are.
Yeah.
And for my own situation, what? I mean, come on, you can go ahead and add to that. Go ahead, Temperance.
I was going to say, I've learned a lot about myself. I thought I was one person at the beginning of this year. I was like, oh, wait, hold on now, sis. I never thought I would say some of the things I done said.
Correct.
You know, some things that I've allowed that I never thought I would allow. Because you were like, dang, I just, you know. And my situation is like different because I live alone. So like having people like, you know, there has been times that if nobody called me from my workplace, there have been days, I mean, like 3-4 days where I haven't heard another human being's voice unless it's watching something. Right. So, I mean, I can go like the isolation gets real rough unless I make a concentrated effort to reach out to people, you know. So I was like, wait, I ain't talked to another human being in like 2 days, 3-4 days. Like, and normally as an introvert, you know, a couple days not talking to nobody after working all week or whatever is cool. But now this is the norm.
Yeah.
Right. And so then when you start interacting with people, you find out like, well, hold on, wait a minute. Did I just say that to this person? So it's kind of a balance of sometimes you're going to stay and do things that may appear to be a little more positive, like being clingy and all this other stuff that I ain't never thought that I was. Right. And then you got the other side of it too, where then the person really start getting on your nerves. Well, I done been by myself for a week.
I hear you, sacred identity. Yes. Yes. Go ahead, Kyrie.
I thought somebody was, so I had a little paranoia.
Okay.
I thought somebody was following me. I thought that somebody was sleeping in the bed with me. And then I realized I walked past the mirror and I had gained a whole nother person.
Wow. I mean, really? Come on.
Real. I said, God, I mean, that's crazy. But I'm going to tell you this. It's like we have been sitting in the same spot and haven't moved for months. So my same existence from March is now. I wake up in the morning.
Wow.
I get dressed and I sit here. and then it gets dark, and then I take a shower and I go to bed, and then I wake up in the morning the next day, and I get dressed and I sit here, and I might go to Costco.
Wow.
And then I come home.
Wow.
And I sit here, and then I go. It's the same pattern, but the seasons are changing, right?
Right.
So again, we're sitting here. It's like sitting in traffic, and the light turns green, and all the cars go, and you're still sitting there,
right?
And we haven't made any progress. So for me, I worry about my students.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them physically, right?
Right.
And so I'm like, I'm like their dad. I'm like they're one of their guardians. All my staff at the school. So is that, and then cupcakes and brownies and stuff are great, because we have to find a source of happiness.
We do.
We got to find.
It's interesting because when you have to be in a space with somebody all the time, like you were saying, you were with your spouse, Kyrie, 24/7. I thought in my mind, I'm like, I'm really getting tired of his ass. God damn, will you go? Yeah. And I had to really think to myself, no, you're getting tired of your own ass. That's what you're getting tired of. You don't know what to do. You don't stand on all the principles that you thought you had manifested or you had worked on. You can tighten up your shit a little bit more. You can work on your spirituality or your meditation a little tighter, because it's actually going to need to be way different than what you've known before to deal with this new shit. Okay?
Mm-hmm. And I say this, that over this time frame, it's a whole bunch of challenges, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
So for me, my first challenge, I'm sitting back, I'm like, okay, we here. All right, I'm thinking it's going to be a couple of weeks, right? And so, I created salad sauce. Boom, okay. I made candles first. Remember that? I made candles.
Yeah,
you did. King, I'm in the bed. I'm in the house, right? And then I said, okay, you know what? I watched YouTube and all stuff. I made shada sauce. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Then after that, now I'm like, okay, what else do I do? You know what I mean? And so you open a grocery store. So, but even then, now we have that. Now it's like, what else? Because we're still in traffic, sitting in the same spot.
Right.
And we've done all these things to kind of move. We're in the same spot and not moving. And then, of course, politically and all that stuff, the craziness. But it's really challenging our imaginations and creativity. Constantly healing.
So Mackinac Magilla asked, how do we leverage our international relationships or ideals in this moment? Because diversity of thought seems very important in this conversation. I don't know. I believe that I have to take care of home first. I have to get my relationships here. I mean, internationally, I don't know. Timbers, what you think about that?
So I have a lot of international friends. I have friends all over the world.
That's why I asked you. Right.
And how you gonna leverage with people that's going through exactly the same thing you going through? People all over. I mean, it's a pandemic all over the world. My friends are all dealing with the same. One of my good friends had a baby.
Right.
So she was like, Lord, having this child, and she's living in South Korea. So she's like, having a baby in South Korea. She's like, it's so weird because I don't know what to do. And my mama can't come to South Korea to help me take care of my baby. Right? So you got all of these things that people normally would do that these international barriers, already make a challenge. And then when you add on top of that pandemic, everybody's going through the same stuff.
And I don't know. I don't know if he's asking, would that make our circumstances now better? I think maybe that's what he's asking.
Because the diversity of thought part. Yeah. When I think about the diversity of thought, like how do you... We're all going through the same thing. So, and it's
let me stop there too, because let me stop that because that's making us go off on a tangent. I'm going to answer that question. I want to go. I'm going somewhere. Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this because I want to really hit on our love, our Black love, and our relationships on why I am getting so many people telling me I'm getting a divorce. I'm not going to make it. This pandemic's been this. What I'm trying to tell people is sometimes when the tides change, your direction of spirituality and the practices that you use have to change too. You have to level up. You have to level up. And there's no one that can do that work but you. Or you are still at the same space. And what's happening is you're drowning. There's nothing to resuscitate you. You keep going deeper and deeper in the water. Deeper and deeper in the water. And you're like, fuck, help me. Help me. But no one can help you because everybody's trying to find that sacred space to level up. So it's imperative that we do these works. We spend time with the ancestors. I'm talking about sitting outside for hours in meditation. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't do that.
So I want to say two things. One, as far as internationally, we've been exposed.
Okay.
America has been exposed, right?
That's not our fault, though.
No, it's not our fault.
Okay. Okay.
We're usually the leaders. We're usually the bullies, right? We're usually we're Americans, and everywhere else they're like, y'all got the shit worse than everybody. We got the shit worse than any country.
Yeah.
India has 8 million cases. We have 8.8 million cases. We have 400 million people. They have 1.4 billion people.
Right.
But let me tell you. So I'm gonna jump somewhere else.
Okay.
God is sending us. And I'm not religious for
come on
Christianity. I'm not there, but I'm gonna tell you.
Come on, Spirit. Come on.
God is saying, "Come home." God is saying, "It's me."
Yeah.
Because get this. Yeah. Look who died. The Black Panther died. 007 died. Right. The superheroes are dying. So we got to focus. Like we got to get back to our source.
Vivian Pope, you are correct. We must do things differently. Yeah. Go ahead, you guys.
We got to get back to our source. You know what I'm saying? The simplest things.
This is where I'm going. Come on.
When I got robbed back in 2008,
come on, man.
I had no credit cards, no ATM, no license, nothing. I had to go back to the simplest things, writing checks. I had to go back to the simplest, basic things, and that's kind of what I know we all have been doing. I got started gardening. I continued gardening, and that's where we got to go. You know what I'm saying? So we got to. It's a wake up call. There's a message in this, and there's a message in why it's going on so long, right?
So long, and why it's going to continue to go on.
Yeah. So.
This is why
it's about to be another test because this is the winter. We're moving into winter, right?
Yes,
right.
Yeah. We're already feeling it. Everybody's already been talking about this winter feels different. Why am I sleeping so much? Why is the days so like? We've all experienced that, and we have to get back to the simple things. Almost everyone that I know who's been struggling and who has maintained a level of some kind of mental clarity or growth,
I'm telling you,
went back to their spiritual practice.
I think last week,
back in.
I believe last week I was super stressed out. You guys know what I was going through. We had a death in the family. My husband lost his father. My mother was calling me every 5 minutes saying that she wasn't feeling well. And then I just had the pressures of business and just maintaining, and then I laughed and then I had an ugly cry. I mean, I busted out. It was an ugly cry. It was one of them cries. You know how when I took Kaishan's French fry, one of them ugly cries, and I was like, what is this? Why do I feel like this? Mm-hmm. And it was funny because the wisdom and stuff and all the meditations and rituals and crystals, salts, books, and sage, none of that shit was working. Mm-hmm. And when I say Spirit said simple, just like you said, I just need you to just convene, get a few other people to convene with you, sit and meditate in a circle. The power of that, I think we have forgotten how powerful in meditation and spirit work we are as a people, Mm-hmm. We think all of these things and all the rituals and all that's wonderful. We need all those things too. But if we're not really talking to God and ancestors and really just making that connection, that trance, it doesn't mean anything. It's like time. You know, the one thing that we've had the most of is what?
Time.
Yes, that time. Time to think. Time to look at yourself.
And then taking away the excuses too of why we're not.
Here we go. That right there.
Yeah. You ain't got no reason now.
Why isn't your album out? Why haven't you gone to business? Why haven't you examined the position you are in life?
Because it's you.
Yeah.
You're the problem.
Yeah.
You have to discover and say, you know what? There's nobody else. It's just me. I'm the problem. Yeah. I need to fix my shit. I need, and that goes on to what I'm going into next. I wanted to touch more on the Black love thing, but I think maybe we'll circle back around to that if we have time. But my next thing was talking about how you said, Kyrie, why haven't you started that business? Why haven't you written that book? Why haven't you did, whatever? It's interesting because somebody said to me at one of our grand openings we had, they said, how the hell did you manage to open up a boutique and a grocery store in a pandemic? I said, well, there was one thing that I knew I could do good, and that was focus. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I put my eye on something, and I forgot about everything else that was happening. Now, was that as effective as it could? Maybe I should have had some attention in some other places too, but I knew I could focus on that. I could say, you know what? If I can't do anything else, I could accomplish these goals. I had a goal in mind, and I think that sometimes with too much time, people are puzzled. They're like, it's like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Scattered. I don't know what that energy is. Say that again, Timber.
They're scattered.
Right. I don't know what that is.
It's weird because, again, we go back to every distraction was removed. You can't go to the beach. Right. You can't go out. Right? Right. You go to a restaurant, you can't go in. Right. So it's to-go food. Right? So all that points to you go take your ass home.
Yep.
Right?
Wow.
Wow. You can't be around people. You can't be around nobody else. So you have no excuse.
Yeah.
Everything is concentrated on you are.
How are you loving yourself? How? Because I know some people right now, they can't stand to be around themselves.
Yeah. You're angry.
Oh, I know a lot of people who like that.
Yeah.
That's the I can't be alone, folks. There's a whole bunch of people who cannot be alone and can't be by themselves. Right. They have to have someone else around. They have to be in a group of people. So those people are the ones who at the beginning of the pandemic lost it. Right. Those are the people who were fell deep into depression, like underneath depression, and have not found a way to dig themselves back out. There are a lot of people who are just barely holding on to their mental state because they had so much ish that they had let pile up and had buried them, and now they're just sitting underneath it.
And then this answers my question. Those are people that we have to interact with every day in the community, and our question for why aren't we successfully doing what we need as a community or progressing to the next best thing? These are the people. These are the people that, you like my dad used to say, your slip is showing. Your slip is showing now.
Yeah.
You're not really who you say you are.
We just seen a lot of slips.
That's 100%.
A lot of zippers is down. A whole lot. People you didn't know for years, and people like, oh, and now you're like, wait a minute. Now you can't keep that facade of that veneer up no more because of what's happening right now. So all of these folks are really we starting to see their true colors. Like, oh, you're not who you've been saying you have.
Come on, Temperance Bonner. Come on, Kyrie Malik.
Perpetrating the fraud.
We created a whole black grocery store. A whole black grocery, and the most blackest people, we ain't seen them yet.
No.
Yeah, I done sold to every other color all day, every day, every time I'm in there.
I'm like, why is the support going to be from the others? Where y'all at? We have done the blackest thing. I mean the blackity, black, don't take back the blackest thing you can do. Okay? Yeah. We did it. We did that.
Yes.
We did that and we're doing that with our people in mind. But it's like, really?
Do you know how to get black people to support your black business?
Come on, how, sir?
Give it a white name and hire white people to work there.
Okay, so it's so funny that you say that because I have seen that happen. I done visited quite a few black businesses that have been very successful. I'm like, it's black owned.
Yeah.
But I'm black face in here though.
Going over to Pangea Cafe. See how many people supporting to Pangea and Bach and other places. There's black owned spots. People be supporting. But the minute they find out it's a black owner, now they be like, they want the discount or they want special service or whatever.
A discount, all that. Special service.
All that. Right.
Yeah.
All day. I will never for the life of me understand that. Right. I just will never understand that. I think it's because like why would you expect that? Right? Somebody said a long time ago,
so just FYI, hold on, Tibbs, hold that. So just FYI for the people who don't know, we are the owners of Mama's Market Fine Foods, a black grocery store, an online entity in Sacramento, California. We are one of the only black grocery stores in the country out of 10 in the country. Okay, and we've transitioned into talking about now our mind state and how we support business or even how we start businesses. You know, during this pandemic, why haven't a lot more people, tuned in and said, you know what, I'm going to do something that is going to help our people. So go ahead, Temperance, go ahead and finish that.
I was saying that, our ancestors worked for hundreds of years for free. And then they work for another 100 years for almost free, for underpaid. And so why is it that we still want to hold on to that mentality that had us oppressed for so long? Why now all of a sudden you don't want to pay for things? I will never for the life of me understand that mentality. Like we really talking about the hardships that we've had in this country, but why are we perpetuating that with each other? That's part of that mentality that people really, really don't want to, again, that self-reflection. You don't want to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why do I feel this way? Why am I holding this particular businesses to that standard? Right. And why am I not holding myself to the standard as the type of customer that, to get that type of service? Why am I coming in being nasty? Why am I not coming in being super pleasant and trying to make the lives of these black folks who go through the same hardships as me easier by being a great customer, a great patron? You gonna come in and test our customer service?
Correct.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you this. No lie. Our second pop-up that we had.
Yes.
Or maybe it was the first.
Okay.
Pop-up. And before I'm packing the car, I'm getting ready to come to go set up and everything. I had no less than like 5 or 6 phone calls. People were asking me. Remember I told you, Cleo? People were asking me, you guys got a grocery store? Is the price going to be hella high? Main thing was talking about the prices. Is the price going to be high? How much the stuff costing? I'm like, why don't you show up? But show up without that negative energy though.
Right.
Because
do you call Safeway?
Exactly.
Do you call Rayleigh's?
You
call Whole Foods and ask that?
You see what I'm saying? But you be the first one up in the high price market or Red Lobster or Root Chris or whatever, and you know what I'm saying? You don't question the prices there,
right?
At all.
But the thing is,
you don't. Let me hold on. Not only do you not question the prices, you don't question the quality. You don't question the customer service, but we have to walk this thin line. If we even fall off of that line accidentally we can lose an arm and still be trying to carry a grocery to your car and something fall and say, oh, there they go. They done let my raisin fall to the floor. I got to tell everybody on Facebook, don't buy shit from them because they can't carry a bag of groceries with their one hand. No, sir.
They'll come in there and see a a dot on a banana and be like, look at that shit, stale ass fruit. Right. Like, what? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, I was pissed that I was hearing that from people, and people I was close to that was asking me about the pricing and asking me a gang of questions and then wanting special accommodations. Well, can you do this? Can you do that? Every time I post I'm about to cook and we do a pop-up or whatever, people want to change the recipe. Give me this shot of sauce, right?
Right.
I said, hey.
So no. When you introduce something, tell what shot of sauce is.
Okay, so I created a Jamaican inspired marinade, but it's not just a marinade. I mean, people have eaten it with chips. People have eaten it all types of ways. People have done all types of cooking with it, and I sell it. And I've had people say, "Hey, can you make that shot of sauce without any salt in it?" And I go, "Okay, you know what? The first I was doing I have to make a special batch in order to
that's expensive.
Include an ingredient. It's a lot of different work." And so at one point I said, "Hey, you know what? Certainly do that for you, but you need to order a batch of it." Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if I can do all that, but no, you want me to especially accommodate you. You're the only person that's going to eat that, and it optimizes the taste. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole taste involved. So, but people don't want to invest in that, but they'll special order some cupcakes from cake whatever. They'll spend more money on whatever. So
that minimum of 2 dozen.
Yeah.
Come on.
We need to figure out. Well, actually, you know what? We need to cut the people that's not my client.
Yep, that's not your client.
Exactly.
If you call and ask for prices, we just hang up.
Yeah.
That's not our client.
Right.
Because what's going to happen is they'll come in and say, okay, you know what? How much is the hot sauce? How much is the bang bang sauce?
$15.
$15. So they'll come in and they'll be like, oh, $15. They may pay it, right? But then they're gonna every piece of chicken they want it to go bang bang. They want it to be the most
the most phenomenal piece of chicken. Exactly. Right.
You only focus on the price.
You know, I don't entertain any of that. So
homegrown pepper. Right. That's the mechanics in the head. You know what I'm saying? The small batches put into it. They're focused on the price, and that's not our client. Our client is the one that wants quality. That wants to live a long life, right? Because it's healthy and all that.
So since we're on that, because we're gonna be on a positive note before we head on out of here too. What else are you creating?
That's that shot of spice.
I got my okay. So I've got Mama's Market garlic and herb seasoning. I got Shada blend Jamaican.
That's right.
Chicken Bone Jones chicken southern barbecue rub.
Who's that named after?
Reese Roundtree, my friend.
Right. Roundtree. Chicken Bone Jones.
Chicken Bone Jones. He's a so I have a whole line of high end kosher organic seasonings that I'm going to be pushing, and it's going to be major. Right. It's already major, but it's going to be more major.
Right.
We put it in stores and push it out there. These are things that we created during the pandemic because I love cooking, and so I just said, you know what? Let me share that with the people. We also are. Oh, let me. So get. So me.
No, you don't have no time. This Tiffany's turn yet. Now let's see what she created. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
People was hating like, how'd you get on the bus? I'm like, we're a global company.
Yeah. How did we get on the what?
The bus stop.
Oh, yeah. How do we get on the bus stop?
Yeah.
Oh, well, wow. It's called hard work. We ain't new to this shit. We've been doing this shit for years. Yeah. I've been building the brand Cleo Cartel for 20 something years. We've been on the grind. Get on your grind. Go ahead, Tipper. What you creating?
Okay, so I've been creating, I forgot to even bring that one. I don't know how I missed some things, but I've been doing masks. I've been doing custom masks the whole pandemic, right? I went those, and then I started doing housewares. So I've been designing and doing fashion for probably about 20 some odd years now. I think. I want to say it's been about 2 years.
You're getting hella feedback off of your okay.
Can y'all? Okay, this is better.
Right.
You hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I've been doing since I was about 16.
No, that ain't better.
I will speak slower.
I don't know. It's a feedback. Can you talk without your headphones? Take it out the jack.
Yeah, let's see.
No, I can't hear you. Take it out the jack. Take it out the. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Sonny. We appreciate you too.
7 case. Who made the 7 case?
I did. You missed it. Ask yourself where you been.
You want to do Wings Day?
No, you know what? Sometimes Kyrie is there, and then Kyrie has this imaginative, like he has this he's fake babysitting. Then he's at the gun range. I'm like, oh, Kyrie, can you come in? I need you to switch with me. Oh no, I have the babysit. I have Kai Sean today, and then it'll be pictures on Instagram of Kyrie at the gun range.
You get ready.
What?
We have to get ready. The Trump train.
Oh man!
Oh, child, please. You're hilarious.
The million mega march.
Oh, this dude. I'm like, Kyrie, can you come in? I said we have a shipment of stuff, and I can't carry the stuff here by myself. Oh, I gotta take.
I have a small child.
I take the dog to the moon. then Kyrie be at the bar with a drink in his hand with all his buddies from the gun range, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that part.
So
it's not easy being in business with your besties. Let me tell you that. Go ahead, Temperance.
So I've also been making houseware stuff. So I got the coaster sets and placemat sets coming up for the holidays. We have the pot holders and the towels. So I have an accessory line that I'm creating for housewares. So those are up and available now at Mama's Market, so you can purchase them there. But as I said before, I've been making these masks for the pandemic for months now. So I do them custom. So if you want words and things written on them, I do all of those things as well. So if folks want to hit me up, they can do that. You can order through Mama's Market on our website, mmfinefoods.com. And come see us. Have we told people our address?
4421 24th Street, all day long strong, Mama's Market.
Yep. Yes. So come by and see us. You can get all of your food and this housewares needs too. We have, oh my goodness, we have some cute little stuff for your kitchen and your dining area. So it's about the culture, right? So my items are all African fabrics. So these are textiles that are coming from Ghana and from Nigeria. I'm trying to get some other folks to get some East African textiles in too, but all of mine is authentic stuff that I purchased most of this myself when I went to the continent. So when you're seeing stuff from us, it's authentic. That's that quality we were talking about before. We're not up here with Chinese knockoffs and stuff.
Come on, man. Okay, so Kyrie, what else did me and you create? You were going to say something?
I forgot.
You forgot. What are you drinking over in that blue bottle that you forgot already that quick?
It looks like, what is that?
No, see, it's 9 o'clock, so I've been ready to go to sleep.
You don't go to bed till midnight. Stop it.
Even though it feels like midnight, it's not midnight yet.
It does really feel like it. See, that's another thing.
That's the thing. You're like, wait, what? I got up work an hour ago. What you mean it's time for me to go to bed? That's how I feel.
I do. I wake up like at 11 o'clock. It's like, oh my God, it's got to be like 3 a.m. and it's 10.
That was me yesterday.
It's like, what
is the pot holder?
Huh?
Oh, how much are the pot holders?
The pot holder sets are $15, and then the mitts, depending on which one you get, because some are single and some are pairs, between $20 and $25.
Yeah, come on down to the store. You're going to love them. Again, it's 4421 24th Street. We are open from Wednesday through Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. We were at 6 p.m., but with the time change. It's getting dark a little earlier, so we're there until 5. Sometimes we're there until 6. It just depends on how busy we get, you know, and how much shot of sauce I'm selling, and you know, there it is. So
and we have things too, and we've talked about all of the things that we create. First of all, you know, Cleo, she didn't created like half the stuff we got in the shop. All them hot sauces and herbs and the new line of teas that just came in. But also we have things by other Black and brown hands as well. Correct. So we have sauces by other folks. We have things like the cookie dough that just came in.
Yeah, the cookie dough that just came in. Correct.
And then with our pop-ups too, we've had the cakes. We need to get some more of the cakes back in. Y'all need to come get some of these cakes.
No, we don't. We don't customize pot holders, honey. You have to get what's there.
Yeah. Right. If you want something customized, that's going to be a different conversation.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So
we want the cake.
The cakes, yes. The cake's coming up.
The cake lady, yeah. Oh, you know what? Well, we have a new line of rum cakes in from Jamaica. We got those in today, and I priced those. So we have a whole new selection of sauces and goodies from Jamaica. You guys got to check it out. We have all kind of different things from all kind of different places. We have Jamaica, we have Kenya, we have Ghana, we have some things from Nigeria. Yeah, we have some things from Thailand. We have some things from what is that? Where are some of our other things? Temperance. I mean, we're international
local
market.
Stuff. We have stuff that's made by like I said, the coconut oil by the Black lady. That sister who made her coconut oil. We have there. We have also things from
Oakland, California.
Yes, we got some Taiwanese stuff there too. Some of the sauces.
Dog treats. We have dog treats.
The dog treats. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see. We have so much stuff. I want to say I looked in the system today. We have probably over 300 different products.
Yes, and that's a full functioning. So let's debt this right now. Debt it. We are a real full grocery store. Get that through your head. I don't know why that's so hard for Black folks to conceptualize. Like, are you guys a real grocery store? Yeah. You know, we have everything. We have all your butchered meats that are organic and grass-fed. We have Maryland blue crabs. I source things from all kind of different farms, all kind of Black butchers. I do my best to make sure we have the best of everything. You know,
let's talk about our grains. Them rices and the beans, and oh my goodness, people have been coming in there really for them the pre-spiced rices and beans. People love those, the soup starters. People are really enjoying those products.
Are you laughing at them because they asked Kyrie, do we take food stamps? Huh? What are you laughing at?
Yeah, he said
the food stamps. Yeah.
Oh man. No,
and we do have. No, we're not there. We do have membership. Thank you, Sunny. We do have membership opportunities. We have our Mama's Boxes, where it's a subscription box where you can get meats, or you can get veggies and grains, or a combination of the two monthly. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we have a lot of different things that are available for folks.
Right. So it's 4421 24th Street. You've been there. I don't understand what I don't know what's going on, man. What do you mean you had to suspend social media until next year? Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, the boxes are fantastic.
Yes, they are. They are fantastic. Fantastic.
Fresh fruits and vegetables that are sourced every week.
Right. Kyrie, is there anything in ending this this I mean, this went by so quick. I had some other things to touch on, but we had so much to cover. Yes, 4421 24th Street, correct. Right across the street from the fire station. That is us. That would be us. Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to add in ending as we go towards the last endings? Because we got about 2 minutes to wrap it up. Actually, 1 minute.
I wanted to say thank you so much for organizing this and being the spearhead for this, sis. Yeah. This is something that our community desperately needed. And again, you don't ask for permission. It's like, well, if it needs to be done, let's just get it done. And I love that about you.
Right.
And I love that. And I love the opportunity I have to be of service to my community in this way. It's something
it's also important. It's also important for us to keep our word. Mm-hmm. Like when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Mm-hmm. And if I can't do it, I'll just tell you I can't do it. I'm not available for that. You know, Kyrie, is there anything you want to add? I hate it.
I'm looking for a gardener.
For a gardener?
Throwing stuff at you.
You said a gardener?
He said he's looking for a gardener.
A gardener. If I know a good one, holler at me. A gardener.
Yeah, lift up. Christian Jones.
I've asked Chris 6 times. He doesn't.
No yard lift? No yard lift for you?
I guess not.
If anybody knows of any gardeners that are taking new clients, can you please let Kyrie Malik Moore know? Because he is struggling about all that yard in the back you got.
Just the hedges, though. I just need the hedge.
Okay. Sacred Identity, you are welcome. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate you. We love you in community. We hope that you grow in spirit. We hope you grow some vegetables. You know, that's important. Become a gardener. Make sure you have your own food in your backyard too. That's important. Mm-hmm. And make sure that you share with your neighbor and the people that you love and be a person of your word. Peace and blessings. This has been For the Culture with Cleo Cartel and the Get Fresh crew from Mama's Market, Kyrie Malik Moore, and the amazing Temperance Bonner. Oh, what's your social media handles?
Oh, mine is Tenacious Tempe. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Tenacious Tempe.
Right on. Kyrie?
$ Malik Speaks.
I gotta go. I love you guys.
Okay.
Ask you for your cash now. All right, y'all.
Cash at Mama's Market.
Hey, crew, keep hanging around, you guys. Stay around. Don't get off yet.